Welcome in. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk about your Module 7 final course project. This is the week you're going to submit it. This week is all about that final course project. So as you're probably already recognizing, you can find concepts from each of the modules and each assignment in this course embedded in this project. When you've completed your project, you should see all 3 pillars of sustainability reflected in your work as it applies to the specific scenario that you chose. That means your project will describe how human environmental systems are interconnected related to your scenario, how sustainable systems must involve a balance between social, economic, and environmental needs, and your thoughts on approaches to sustainability for that scenario. So I want to go ahead and give you a few tips here. You've already had an opportunity to look at the Module 3 and Module 5 project draft videos that I made. You've had an opportunity to look over the feedback that I provided for you for both Module 3 and Module 5. I just want to go through a few specific tips that I really think will help you improve on your project as you start to finalize it. So first tip is get started really early in the week. That's today. Don't delay. Make sure that you're taking a few minutes to look back over each of the modules. What were the key concepts that were covered? Are you seeing those key concepts reflected in the responses that you're making for the project? Then look back over that entire project rubric. Be sure that you understand what each of the rows is asking for. As you know from the scoring on the drafts, each row is scored separately. So each prompt on that template is scored separately. Now we know there are 12 different prompts, 4 from part 1, 4 from part 2, and 4 from part 3. Each one of those is scored separately. So make sure that you understand what each row is asking for, and that you have done something to integrate your scenario with what is covered in the course materials and some examples for those. Then please do go back and review the feedback that I provided to you on the rubric from the draft that you submitted for Module 3 and Module 5. One of the things you're going to notice is that Module 3 and Module 5 drafts have 3 different scores. They have proficient, needs improvement, and you didn't submit anything for that one. Now there's an opportunity to earn an even higher grade than proficient. You can be exemplary. So that means that you are going to have to do some tweaking to what you submitted in those drafts. Make sure also before you submit that you go ahead and use a spell check, maybe a grammar check as well. Probably want to also have someone proofread your final draft. Put it down for a couple days, maybe take a look at it again yourself, have somebody take a look at it, or you might want to choose to go to the SNHU Academic Support Center and use one of the services they offer. They're happy to help you with getting that final draft really spiced up and ready to go. Okay. And then lastly, before you make your submission, go ahead and read through it just one last time. I think those things will really help you. Okay. If I could recommend one thing for each one of you to do that would improve on your draft, regardless of the score you got on Module 3 or 5 drafts, what is one thing that you could do to improve on it? That one thing would be to integrate examples into your final project. Where can you make a connection between the scenario that you chose and what you've learned in the course and what that prompt is asking you for? This is the single differentiator between a project that ends up being rated as proficient and one that earns an exemplary rating. Put those examples in. Make sure they are detailed examples that connect the scenario with what we've done in this course. That's the one thing I would suggest to all of you. Okay. As always, I'm here to support you. I want you to be well prepared to finalize this draft and get them submitted right away. And that means that you do need to get started on it, spend some time on it. Go away from it for a day or so, come back to it. It is due Sunday, and I am really looking forward to reading your final drafts. Thanks for joining me. Reach out if I can help.